26, that is 1 in 4 African American men were unemployed. Absolutely horrendous. So, prominent educator and politician, she achieved a number of firsts during her years in Seattle. The most important was becoming the first black woman in. This is Africa, the cradle of mankind's birth, where powerful kingdoms arose with stories of worth. A youth-filled land, the youngest population, with diamonds and cocoa from its fertile foundation, exemplary leaders, their legacy told. Nkrumah, Mandela, their spirits bold. From Johnson Sirleaf's Liberia, where freedom lies, and her first female leader, so wise. Let courage and dreams unite as one for a brighter tomorrow where greatness is spawned. In this beautiful, colorful, and friendly domain, greatness awaits, where hopes shall not wane, where tales of triumph weave a tapestry. Welcome to Today in African History. If you thought this was Wall Street, then you are correct. This was the day in 1929 that the collapse of the stock market began and the beginning of the Great Depression. A sad day for Americans, for people all over the world, especially in the Western world. By 1937, 26, that is 1 in 4 African American men were unemployed. Absolutely horrendous. So this is what happened on this day in 1929. The stock market collapsed and it began a string of events that would lead to the unemployment of over a quarter African American men. Last but not least, pictured here is Dorothy Hollingsworth, a prominent educator and politician. She achieved a number of firsts during her years in Seattle. The most important was becoming the first black woman in Washington State's history to serve on a school board. Born in Bishopville, South Carolina, on this day in 1920, Hollingsworth moved at an early age to Winston-Salem, North Carolina. She later attended Payne College, graduating in 1941 after teaching in South Carolina and then in North Carolina during World War II. She moved to Seattle in 1946 with her husband, Ralph Hollingsworth. So Dorothy Hollingsworth, born on this day, October 29th, 1920. She was a prominent educator and politician who achieved a number of firsts during her years in Seattle, becoming the first black woman in Washington State's history to serve on a school board. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us for today's Today in African History. We learn, hopefully, from our history, the good, the bad, and the ugly. The collapse of the stock market happened on this day in 1929. It can happen again. So as African Americans, we need to educate ourselves. We need to equip ourselves against any sudden turn in the economy. We need to be owning and running businesses. We should not be relying on a job, working for somebody else. I'm not saying working for somebody else is wrong, but have an exit plan. It's very important because that business you're working for may not be there tomorrow. If it's something you love doing and you're in an industry that's sustainable, for instance, the health sector, go for it. But always have a plan B, always have an exit strategy. Think about your family, think about the generations after them, think about leaving a legacy. like these men and women who have featured over the last 3 months. Thanks for joining us. See you tomorrow, October 30th. Have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.